there's something afoot at the moment. Can you feel it? I can feel it. I've got out of bed this morning and used my cheapest dry shampoo just to get on here for you guys and do a pick a card. We're going to get to the bottom of it. No holds barred. Okay, we're going to have a look at the cards in a minute. There'll be a number 1, a number 2, a number 3. Don't overthink it. On the other side, when you've chosen one, we're going to channel like we've never channeled before. I'm going to give you answers. We're going to peek behind the curtain. We're going to look at everything from career to love life to money to just whatever the weirdest F is going on. Okay, so let's get the job done and look at the cards. Choose 1, 2, or 3. Okay, you've got this. Keep it simple. We're not getting the crystals out. There's no need. We're not getting the sage out. We're not doing any of that. We're just looking here and you are going to be drawn to number 1, number 2, or number 3. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. It must be serious, number 1. I've put my glasses on, okay? You got the King of Pentacles. I rather like this, but I also chose an oracle card to go with it. And you got this bad boy, weird looking creature. I know, not just the who's been viewing you on your Match.com profile. If you know, you know. The dream thief is when what's going on with you is coming from a wounded place. So you're taking your lessons from a place that belongs to, could be, you know, childhood, it could be 5 years ago, it could be last year, but there's a call on you from the universe, which is this, okay? And it's not the most exciting of the kings. You know, you've got the King of Wands who's swinging his bad boy around. You've got the King of Swords who's like, I've got to get the message to you. You know, and then you've got the King of Cups who's like, how are you doing? And then you've got the King of Pentacles who's just a bit like, well, I've turned up on time and I've got a pentacle. And you're thinking, But there's something here about your enrichment. You're becoming somebody secure. You're finally finding yourself as a whole person. And the universe wants you to know the reason why you're feeling so uncomfortable at the moment is because you are refusing the call. Okay? Now I just had a channeled message, another channeled message, and we're going to get a lot of channeled messages, and I've got loads of different decks in front of me and I'm just eyeing them up for you at the moment, and I've got my coffee and my gorgeous mug with a telephone box. Okay. One of those. The call's coming from inside the house. That was the message that I got. For me, it's someone who is either among you or you grew up with, or it could be in the family. And this doesn't have to always be in your immediate family. It can be ancestral. You know, epigenetics and all that jazz, what gets handed down. Oh, here we are. Okay, I don't mind this actually. We get snowflake. I love this actually. Beauty lies in uniqueness. No two paths or people are exactly the same. You have a uniqueness which probably was spotted at a young age. You might have been into something unusual. You might have been able to do something unusual. I'm getting the feeling, and I want to take some tarot cards about it. By the way, if you keep hearing the cat flap, my cats are just like in and out and round about. Let's take, what deck do we need, please? Nightshade. Nightshade Tarot. Okay. Nightshade. Oops. Almost just threw a deck off the table then, in the excitement. Must be the coffee. Okay, tell us a little bit about this wounded place, where we're coming from, what we need to know about, and any, well, I'll do the channeling. I'll do the channeling, actually. Okay, oof, blooming heck. I'll take a third one before I show you, actually. Hold your horses just a second. Yeah, all right. 10 of Wands. Interesting. I know it's botanical, but it's just as much of a burden. You've been carrying your family's secrets, your family's silence, and also silencing or squishing who you uniquely are as a person, because it feels like you were made to feel shame about that. And I heard a quote the other day, which I can't remember where it was from, but it was originally from Brené Brown, okay, because she's the queen of knowing about shame. And it was something like, if you say, I did something bad, that's kind of telling someone off or embarrassment. I am bad is embodied shame. And what I'm getting from you, the calls coming from inside the house, is a sense, and it could have come from school, it could have come from anywhere, and I think you know where it came from, and let me know in the comments. And by the way, if this resonates, do hype the video, which is next to the like button if you hit the like button, so just hit that bad boy on your way through. It feels as if you've been okay carrying the can for a certain amount of time. It's become your identity and who you are. You're the go-to person. Okay, that's good in lots of ways. You're going to get a lot done. You're going to be efficient, employable, but it's not just efficiency that got him here. There's something here about, and I'm getting a real channel now of jettisoning cargo off a boat, like cutting. Like it's like you're cutting the ties of a rope and the stuff's plonking into the sea, and it's like, psst. And that's going to feel uncomfortable to you because this has become your identity. You're the go-to person, you're the person who can, you're the, for some reason I'm getting icing on the cake. Some of you may be like real bakers, you know, you take cakes to people, you take cakes to work. You also get two other cards that are very, very different. We're getting the Six of Wands and the Eight of Cups. They're different, but by God, do they work well together. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, or vegan alternative. How do you win? How can you succeed? What can you do? How do you move forward? Well, the Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces. This card, as suggested here, I think it's got leaves on the floor instead of cups, but either way, eights are always cards of movement. Cups are always stuff and things that you love, emotional attachments. I feel like over the next, I don't know, I feel like it's going to take you a while. It's not going to be quick. Next few weeks, but then months. You need to be saying goodbye to certain people. And for some of you as well, saying goodbye to frozen memories, which is very interesting. Some of you have arrested memories or a feeling of, this is how it was because everybody said so. This is what the photograph albums look like. This is the stories about me. This is what they called me. This is what, and this can be like nicely, you know, like you used to play shop when you were a child. For one of you, I'm definitely getting a Fisher-Price till, you know, and it with buttons and it pops up stuff. Ping, 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 like this. You played shop, you played till, you played helpful, okay? And people may have commented how helpful you are, how well-mannered you are, how easy you are to have around. And this could have bled into your personal relationships, your friendships, your love life, your employer relationships, Your identity is around being helpful. Your identity is around being in the shadow of somebody like this to help them achieve their success. And the turnaround for you, which, not going to lie, is not going to be easy because, and I may be dealing here with water signs or empaths, because I'm getting that thing I get for Cancerians when there's turning a ferry, you know, but it counts for all empaths. For empaths who are often water signs, but actually, just let's say empaths. For empaths, to make a change is usually not quick. And if it is quick, it snaps back. So don't be hard on yourself if you feel like you're taking too long. It takes as long as it takes to be effective. Okay? Let's look at a couple of shadow cards if I can reach them, because that's the one I nearly chucked off the table. Tell me about the shadow side that you're dealing with here. It's weird because I'm getting a cave, and I got that in a lot of the monthlies that I just did. And this is a timeless reading, but either way, getting a cave. Okay, yes. Yes. Oh. Let's talk about him in a minute, shall we? Oof. Woof. Woof-a-doodle-doo. Okay. If this really resonates, by the way, there's always an extended reading. There'll be one for number 1, there'll be one for number 2, there'll be one for number 3. And then I always do a special deal so that you can get all 3, just in case you're drawn to different ones or you want to kind of cross-watch. So the link for that will be all in the video description box. Okay, this is very interesting as your shadow cards. 9 of Pentacles as a shadow card. Now it's a card of independence. It's a card that shows a woman, always usually in a garden, you know, bird of paradise. It's a little bit doing it for myself. I grew this, this is my garden, I'm independent, you know, feeling the force of self. It's coming up as a shadow card. It's very difficult for you to claim yourself. It may be easier for you to help other people to claim their identity. You may have been attracted and may still be attracted and would be rather good at the role of a therapist. You could be the therapist in your group of friends. You could be a professional therapist. You could be doing a course. It could be Reiki. You know, however you can help people, or massage, because I'm massaging the air, something, or teaching. It just is really important that you learn how to preserve your own identity and your own energy going forward. For some of you, there is a relationship here with the King of Wands and Judgment. Now, this can be a father figure, so it can be in the masculine of your family and your upbringing. But for some of you, it's a specific relationship you had. And I don't want to use the word narcissist because I don't really purely get the word narcissist. But it definitely bent your sense of identity out of shape. It feels like an ex because we've got Judgment. And I'm getting this kind of gaslighting. Yeah, and it says, it talks about passion and control. It would have been a relationship with high chemistry. It would have been a relationship probably with some love bombing, but short-lived. This would have been a relationship with just, you know, the teaching from the unhealed wound of the dream thief. I feel like this person, or this relationship, to be fair, tapped into that energy and reinforced it in a way that made you feel like this was your calling, this was your way of life, this was how it was always going to be. You were here to facilitate others. Now, sometimes that can be a place to hide, especially if you're coming from an upbringing where there was pain or there was repression or there was... Because I just feel it was repression. I feel like you may have been an eccentric kind of a child. You know, that child that wore the different fancy dress outfit or had the different thoughts, said the things in class and people are like, you know, especially adults. And it feels like it takes confidence in yourself and your identity to continue that in through the teen years and into adulthood. And it's naturally who you are. You are naturally an eccentric. You could be, and I'm not very good on these sort of spiritual words that people use, but I sometimes get them when it is that, but I don't understand it. An indigo child, that's it. Now, I don't know much about that, so I'm not going to go down that road because it's not my specialism, okay? But what is my specialism is being a hollow channel so that when something comes in, you can go away and look at it, okay? And there's something here, and I'm getting 6 to 8 years old, between the ages of 6 and 8, where that was drummed out of you, where you kind of lost a certain innocence and a certain, it's quite magical knowledge about the world, about people, about reading, about knowing, about teaching. You may have had one influential teacher who could see it and who made special time for you. It could be a teacher, it could be a family friend. For some of you, it may be someone who's passed over, but they're still rooting for you, okay? I feel like some of you as well, coming to this reading, may be in a situation where an unconscious dynamic may be playing out in the background. Itchy nose. Let's take some more of these Anna Kay cards. I'm getting a feeling of also scrappiness, scattered thinking. You may be wondering whether to get an ADHD analysis, whether that can help you in what you're doing or whether it's going to hinder you, because you have a mind that can go from this place to that place. But I think when that is combined with stress, you may find yourself with analysis paralysis, you know, where you're having too many things to think of at once, too many decisions to make at once, so that you end up exhausted and not able to do any of them. Yeah, okay. Okay. I've got the King of Cups in reverse. That's an interesting card. With the Lovers in reverse. When you get the Lovers in reverse, it's a feeling that you don't have a choice. It's a feeling of and again, the Lovers always involves a sacrifice of some sort. But this is too much of a sacrifice, okay? It's a warning. Be careful. Whether this is in your personal relationships, whether this is in your office relationships, whether this is in parental relationships, don't be too keen to see the other person's point of view. And I know normally we're always taught that we should, but there's something about the malleability of your boundaries here that you need to know that every decision that you're making is your decision to make. Not that you've been persuaded, not that you feel under pressure, not that you feel sorry for somebody. I'm getting the Page of Wands as well. And the Page of Wands is talking about you when you were little again. I'm getting a lot of this energy, this very feisty energy. You may, in a particular personal relationship, have quite an emotional decision to make. Don't get soaked with emotion. Don't get bogged down by the emotion. Don't get pulled about by the heartstrings. This is really, really important. And I'm going to have a look in a minute. I've got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse with the Knight of Cups. Oh my God. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse is about what can work. So it could be about a job. It could be about, do I love this job? Do I want to be here? What do I really want to do? If I had my own identity, if I had bravery, if I could do anything, if I could wave a magic wand. You may have had a magic wand when you were little as well. I'm getting a magic wand that might have been part of a magic actual set, you know, like a magician's magic wand rather than the fairy one. For some unknown reason, and someone tell me in the comments where it's coming from, I'm getting paint by numbers with little pots, which were like little plastic, you flip the lid and you got given these paint by numbers with the colouring book and the brush. I'm getting that. So that may relate to where you were when you were doing that, or how you felt when you needed to stay in the lines. And maybe you didn't stay in the lines, and maybe one of you, I tell you what I am getting, which I love. One of you mixed all the colours up in a really like, you know, you're going to stick some blue in the yellow and all that. And got bollocked for it. Let me know. Okay. I like that about you. The Knight of Cups. So I like this. This is often a love offer or a love move. Somebody offering, excuse me, somebody offering something, somebody coming forward with something. It can be asking you on a date. It can be a move up in a love relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be a very beautiful gesture in a friendship that someone is making. And I feel like you need to consider everything because you get the Fool. And honestly, I'm freaking glad as hell that you get the Fool, because I feel like you're closing out one particular cycle, which may be painful, which may be bogged down by all that weight of expectancy, of duty, of taking on other people's pain. And you're almost, and you may, for some of you, have autoimmune issues, like I'm getting painful hands, but anything, bad back, shoulders, things to do with as if you were carrying this weight, literally. I would recommend, apart from your usual medical stuff that you do, somatic body stuff, you know, where you get out, that kind of thing. Shaking like an animal. There's loads of stuff on YouTube you can find for this. But treat yourself gently. You're tired. You're depleted. Your resources have been attacked for a number of years. Okay, a lifetime, some of you. You don't get to turn that around in 5 minutes as quickly as you want to, but it's here, it's coming, okay? We've got the Fool, we've got a new beginning, but don't go into that. And I reckon this is about 2 or 3 months away, okay? But don't go into this. That knapsack, right, is all of the F's that you can give. So there are some, but not many, okay? You're not carrying a suitcase off the edge of the cliff, because that you're not going to fly very far doing that. It's just going to be doing. It's going to be like, you know, Roadrunner. Mid. Okay, don't know where that came from. You're traveling light. You're moving forward. You're traveling light. And also, I feel compelled to tell you, Strength card. Now that was in the reverse when I picked it out, but it's turned itself up, so I'm going to take it. But be careful about your strength, your levels, your energy, your sleep. You have not just been depleted recently, it's been going on a very, very long time. Remember as well that you have a call from the universe. And this call is for you to step into something eccentric, something maybe weird to other people, but then probably not weird to you. You have a gift in some arena that you've been avoiding all your life, but you've known about since you were a child. It's time to take that baton, that magic wand, and wave it, okay? And in terms of love, we've got something or someone coming in. We've got some kind of, I'm going to call it a muted offer. It's like, I'm feeling it like a sort of haze, through a haze. It's like, ooh, is that a bunch of flowers coming in? So it's not easy to spot. I'm glad that you've got the Six of Wands. I'm glad that you know, actually, that you've been refusing the call. And I think, and I will look in the extended a bit more as well, about what signs that you might get. Now I'm already getting a necklace, silver necklace. And for some of you, maybe it's jewellery making, because I'm getting a shop, I'm getting a glass thing. I'm not good with jewellery making things because I'm just crap at stuff like that. But I'm getting, yeah, I am. God, whew. I'm getting crystal shop, tarot shop, jewellery, cafe, bakery. Could that all be in one place? I know, what in the Gilmore Girls is going on here? Okay, but remember the first thing, and also you could end up making quite a lot of money with this. Yeah, and I'm gonna also wager that your subconscious attitude to wealth and to money is that you don't deserve it. Okay? Keep up your strength. In the extended reading, I'm going to look further into what is holding you back and also the areas you could move into that would be most beneficial, the signs you can expect, how it's going to look, but also looking here at your love life and how this energy is playing out in your love life and what is your call to action there. It's a lot, number one. The link for the extended reading is in the description box. And I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Number two, so you got Wheel of Fortune, go big or go home, but also, and I don't normally get this with this deck, I absolutely got that we have to use this Bohemian Tarot deck for you. So we will use others as well, but this has something to say about your current situation, about what is going on around you, around the energy. Let's tell this story. Okay, I like that you get the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana, but it is also telling me, and I feel like if it is a wheel like that you are kind of climbing up to the top, and it's a big deal to get there. A little bit like, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing it really clearly, and I am not a fan of these things, but I'm seeing it anyway, is that bit when you go up a roller coaster and, you know, the chains are pulling you up the hill and you're like, and everybody's like kind of excited, but also kind of crapping themselves, but also like, You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And you're going up the hill like this, and then of course, you know, there's that bit as well when you hang at the top before it goes down, and then there's that just tiny gap where everybody goes like that and you feel the G-force of moving. I've got my coffee going on here. It's raining outside. Perfect day for these cards. Let's see. I'm just going to take 3 of these and just see what we need to know about this. That's interesting. I knew it was about relationships of some kind. Okay. Or something you love. I kind of already... It's weird because I was thinking about the extended reading. For each one I do an extended reading as well, and I was already thinking with yours before I even knew it was the Wheel of Fortune about doing a side-by-side mirror reading. But anyway, let's do this reading. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups, sorry. Excuse me. It's the Knight of Cups. We may well get the Page of Cups, but this is nice, but also it's when you get the Page of Cups, he's still in that mode of being junior. You know, he's knocking around, he's got a fish in a cup and he's like, hey lady, do you want a fish? You know, and you're kind of thinking, well, bless. But when we get to the Knight, this is a different story. Somebody has... This could be something that you want somebody to do. I'm going to check that out too. Somebody has gone off, got themselves a horse, you know, whacked on a decent load of armour. You know, everything's looking good in the neighbourhood. Decent threads put together, nice flowers, not from the garage, chrysanthemums. You know, we've got a decent package here, which is not something I say lightly. Now this can be for career, but it has to be something you love if it's for career. This is not, okay, you can have Stacey's job in accounts and the corner office that you kind of want, but don't, you know. This is more real chance of a lifetime. This is something you really want to do. This is your heart, okay? Your heart and soul. This is to do with heart and soul. We then have the Page of Swords. So, Page of Swords is a card that you get for different reasons, but it's starting to voice something. Swords are the suit of intellect, of speech, of talking, of messages, all of those things. And you have probably had whispers on the breeze about this. And what is actually going on for you right now is that you may be hearing more, or even realizing, or even seeing something and starting to put the words to it. Which, and I want to say hithertofore, I love a hithertofore. Hithertofore, you didn't have the words. It was more just feeling your way, and now it's putting words to it. There's a possibility here as well, because we have this rather ardent Knight of Cups, which is, you know, something or somebody that is being kind of thrust at you, like put towards you, coming at you. And it can be lovely. It doesn't have to be insistent. But it's like the Knight of Cups, you know, all the knights, like the Knight of Swords wants to give you the message, got the sword, got the thing going. Knight of Wands kind of wants you to see his wand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I got my wand. Knight of Pentacles is like, I've come along with my pentacle. I'm very reliable. You can count on me. You know, slightly Mr. Boring, but actually very nice. Knight of Cups is the kind of, you know, let me tell you, a bit like Mr. Darcy, how ardently I do appreciate and love you. You know, that kind of vibe. I mean, obviously it may not be Mr. Darcy, but hey, one girl's Mr. Darcy is another girl's, I'm trying to think, John Mayer. Sorry, what did I say? Okay, blame the coffee. Either way, it's a knight that wants to deliver a message of love, of meaning, of something that means something to you. Now, for a few of you, if you are confluxed and confused about this, you could be in a situationship, or you could be in a why did somebody behave one way and say something else, or why haven't they said X, Y, and Z? If it's to do with career, it's kind of the same vibe. It's this feeling of how committed are they to this offer? And how committed am I to pursuing or taking it or accepting it? Next card we get is the Hierophant. And a cat coming in the cat flap. Hello. Hi, Leia. I might have to let her in. I've got a cat. Do you have cats like this? Like, you have a cat flap, they can use it, but they want the concierge service. They want the girlfriend experience. Do you know what I mean? Come on, Leia. Is she in? Oh, she's in. Oh my God. Right. Just let me put her into the living room. Come on, girl. Good girl. She's an oldie. I call her the Dowager Countess. So I don't mind. Sometimes when you put her food down, you have to actually, like as if she's in a sedan chair, you have to sort of take her to it. Eat, Dowager Countess. Anyhow, look, we then get the Hierophant coming in. The Hierophant, when it pertains to love and relationships, is about whether something gets fully realised. The Hierophant is the High Priest. This is the person that would marry you. This is the person that it shows about commitment. It shows about convention. It shows that it's the real deal, okay? But also with the Hierophant, and this is coming in for you, and I don't know why, and I might take an oracle card on it. There's something here about deeper knowing. I'll take one of these for you. You're a very unusual person, number 2. Let me know in the comments why, because I'm interested. And if this is resonating, do hype the video as well, please. It really, really helps the video. So if you're on a phone and you go to the like button and you press it, I think the hype button, you can go like that as if you're on Tinder. Nope, nope. Man with a big fish. Nope. Man holding tiger. Nope. And you'll see it and you can hit hype, and I would muchly appreciate it. Okay. That one is for you. Oh, I love that. I love that. Let's put you there. Got my glasses. Jeweled web. Are they seahorses? Oh my God, I think they are. I love a seahorse. Connectivity. You're already connected to that which you seek. Channeled message for you. Okay. There's something about climbing that hill on the roller coaster, climbing the Wheel of Fortune, and I might take a couple more from this deck as well, actually. There's something here about this came up a bit for number 1. I keep getting indigo children coming up, and I don't even really know what this is. Think about when, yeah, I love that that's just showing me at the bottom of the deck. Thank you very much, the Fool. When you were younger, you knew things, and I know that always reminds me of Tyrion from Game of Thrones. I drink and I know things. When you're little and you know things, it comes out in interesting ways, and you were definitely a daydreamer. So maybe that was on your school report, you know, you enjoyed looking out the window. I'm getting you being quite absorbed maybe by books when you were a child, getting lost in a film, getting lost in a book. Like I get getting lost in the woods for some reason. Maybe you did that. There's something here about something that's always been there, this jeweled web of connectivity. It makes it feel like this is a new situation, this is a new thing, this is a new desire, but it isn't. It's been with you all the time. It's more like a realization of fate. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of cards for love from the Sarsaparilla Tarot, and I don't know why it's that one, but I feel like maybe it's because of that back. I love that back. Love it. Tell me about love. Chicka chicka. Love. You can tell I don't drink coffee very much. Okay, I'm kind of getting this picture. And this can be love, relationships, whatever, but it is to do with what or who you love, okay? And I feel like these things are connected for you. So your relationships or the state of your relationship or whatever's going on is mirroring your life path and your career, okay? Itchy ear. For love, I get just one of the most gorgeous cards, which is the Sun. And out of all of the tarot cards that I love, this version of it from the Sarsaparilla deck, I just really like the 50s vibe, the bubblegum vibe of it. It's so bright and it's so dental, you know, and ting, that it just really crystallizes what that means for me. There is, and it's here as well. Notice there, it's there in the Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting a channel of what it feels like when you have loads of dragonflies and they're flying above the water, and I kind of get that for this because, you know, dragonflies or fireflies, that's it. Now, some of you may have a particular connection to fireflies. I'm getting a river, I'm getting the fireflies, I'm getting the sun, but it's like an evening sun, and it just catches the water and catches those bugs, and it's good, okay? This is good. You may feel a bit depleted physically by this. You may, because we've got that, it's a bit of a roller coaster, okay? It's a bit adrenaline rush and then a kind of a drain and then adrenaline rush. And this is not a situation or relationship or whatever it is that is just like calm and flatline. It's not like that. So, you know, if you want it to be like that, get off the horse right now, because it's not going to be that way. This is like if the Fool was on a roller coaster and every time it climbed the hill, the Fool was being the Fool. And you're the Fool in this, okay? And remember that the Fool in tarot is not a fool in the same way that we mean it when we call somebody a fool. The Fool is the innocent, the person who's like, yeah, come on, let's go. So expect the highs and lows. I'm going to say that. If this is to do with a career that you want, that you love, that you're invested in, that you have always known that should be yours, expect, you know, to go up, to go down. Expect those highs and lows and the disappointments as well. If this is about a relationship, expect it to be a bit of a bumpy road. We've got the 9 of Wands. Somebody is well guarded, and I don't think it's you. Only you can really know if it's you. If you are, and this is not to say not to have boundaries, because boundaries are very, very good for us. But if you are using old defense mechanisms that don't belong in this situation, you need to call yourself out on that. If somebody else is doing that, you may get, with that Page of Swords, you're starting to form the words that you want to say to that person about it. Okay? The words that can happen between you. Wheel, baby. Wheel of Fortune. Bit more kind of Candy Crush, than the other one, to be fair. But still, big. This is really bad. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to say it because that's really rude, but I'm getting big wheel energy. Let's just say that, okay? I think you know what I want to say. Big wheel energy for you. Now it's quite, and this doesn't mean you're a fire sign. Lots of you won't be a fire sign, but I'm getting fire. And this happens to all signs. There comes a point where in a reading, you know that you're dealing with a certain element. And I feel in this reading that I am dealing with fire. It's like, and that may be, especially if you're a water sign, as water signs, like fire, I don't know about that. That may be a bit worrying or out of your wheelhouse. Get used to it, because it feels like you're building to an opportunity here, which is not with you yet, but you sort of know that it is. I know. The jeweled web. Yes. Okay, and then over here we get the Hanged Man. This is part of it. Whenever you're seeing this reading, as you move through retrogrades and seasons, and this is a very kind of seasonal situation. So if it's a relationship, it has times of spring and it has times of that sun and the summer, but also it has times of the wisdom of autumn, and there are times when you need to prune the garden, you know what I'm saying, and kind of distance and cut back a bit and take stock. Okay. I like this for you though. I feel like it really, I do want one of those. I feel like it is a massive challenge, but I feel like you're equal to the challenge, and don't let anyone tell you that you're not, okay? Tell me here, I've got the Enchanted Veil Oracle. Tell me what's behind the veil. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes. That one came up, I think, for number 1, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Clouds. Even the heaviest burdens will disperse, okay? There will be clouds. Remember, this is like seasonal, this is like weather. There will be rain, there will be wind, there will be storms as well. But it will clear, okay? So you may be coming to this reading in a particularly foggy time, or you may be coming to and let me know in the comments, what's the weather in your situation? Is it foggy? Is it sunny? Is it stormy? Is it still? Is it humid? Hot and sticky. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I've got my inner Benny Hill is just coming out. The bow. And this is about the gesture. So it's not about, and naughty me really, saying that the Knight of Cups would not buy you chrysanthemums from the garage. If somebody who is really decent and really nice and not got much money bought you some crap flowers, that might be a lot better or more appreciated than someone who is rich just ordering online, you know? So, yeah, that's tarot giving me a rap on the knuckles, actually, I think, for being judgy. And then I love that you've got this, the dog. The dog is, I mean, in Lenormand, the dog is loyalty. I love that you get loyalty. Embrace relationships with openness and genuine warmth. If this is about a relationship, we've got that 9 of Wands. It's like, I know that the person you're dealing with is guarded because I can feel it, but I feel you're guarded too. And maybe you're right about that, and maybe you're not. But with that much Wheel of Fortune, big wheel energy, there will come a point where you need to take a chance. And obviously it's on you, and you know the timing of it. But it's important that you do take that leap as the Fool, because we can have our checks and balances, and you maybe feel the need to have your defense mechanisms up. Some of them, where do these defense mechanisms belong? I'm going to take a couple of cards on that. But a lot of them belong to a time that is not now. Cripes. Cripes, number 2. It's a lot. Oh my God, I bloody love this for you. Yeah, we're gonna start swearing. This is great. Okay, flip. Feck, right. Oh, I can't stop myself. This is incredible. This is big as well, okay? You've come to this reading for a reason, and it's seismic. You get the Tower. This is kind of what is going on. It's like a lot, everything. Everything's at stake. And the lid's gonna blow, and it needs to blow, and you need to be on that roller coaster, you know? Not literally, I hate roller coasters, but you know what I'm saying. You need to be there. You need to be spinning that Wheel of Fortune, okay? Don't hold back. Now, the only card, and I've got to cover up the TNA, that can heal the Tower is the Star. And you get it. Yes, I love that for you. And you get it with the Magician. You get 3 freaking mages. There's a lot going on behind the scenes for you. There's a lot that you are defensive about. There's a lot that you sense as danger that is actually opportunity. Now, of course, you need to do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. I don't think you're the kind of person that doesn't, actually. The universe wants to take a chance on you, okay? Are you willing to take the leap? This is it. I want to write that down for you, and I don't even know where I'm going to write it down. I write it down afterwards. Okay, in the extended reading, I am going to do a side-by-side. I'm going to do a side-by-side reading because I feel like this is to do with taking a leap or holding back and the relationship, okay? So I'm going to do you and the other side of things, okay? And this can relate to the other side as another person and a relationship, which for a lot of you is going to be that. And it can also relate to the goal or the thing that you want. And I think they're going to cross over. So I'll do cards for you, cards for them, and it'll be a you and them side-by-side reading. The link for that is in the description box. And I'm ready to rumble. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Number 3, let's have a look for you. Oh my God, number 3, what is going on? So you've got something on your mind that is stressing you out. You've got something that feels like you just don't know how the hell you're going to resolve it. And it feels like we need to unpack what's happening, how real is it, how much of it is in your head, and how much of it is actually kind of really happening in real life, I suppose. Now, Mystic Maiden's Tarot for you. I was very, very sure about this. I happen to know, because I've got 2 of these decks, that it has some extra cards in it, but the universe was like, they can cope with that kind of shit, so let's do it. I know, it's weird. We need all, oh my God. You may have been drawn to number 2, but a bit afraid to have chosen number 2, and you've chosen number 3. Get the Tower straight off, big time. Okay. We're dealing with a lot here. We're dealing with a lot. This particular Tower has a very sort of radio wave type lightning feeling about it. I want to take a couple, I've got a bit of an idea, but I want to take a couple more cards. Flaminic. Okay. We do want that one. Okay. What's at the bottom? Fair enough. The Empress is the next card that you get, lovely number 3s. I'm quite pleased to see this Empress energy. It's very different to the fraught energy that you get from this 9 of Swords. This very trapped in energy, this feeling of kind of impending doom, but also that, you know, this is weird. I'm getting a channel for you. There is an attack on your feminine wisdom. There's an attack on the way that you know what you know and how you know it. And you know it in a very moon-like, high priestessy, and I might be talking here, in fact I know I am. I'm talking here, that's so weird, because these are Mystic Maiden cards, but I'm getting a channel here that I'm talking to Moon Maidens, and I want you to hit me up in the comments about that, because I'm feeling a tribe of mystical feminine influence. I don't even know, we're going to dig more into it, but identify yourselves in the comments and say hello, okay? Drop me a little moon. There's loads of lovely little moon emojis that you can use. You are the high priestesses. You are the lady on the hill, the man on the hill. You are the mystic. And it's bloody hard to be the mystic. Because think about the oracle at Delphi, think about the high priestess. The high priestess is always, it's a little bit like the hermit, but for some reason with the hermit, you get the feeling it's all right being in the cave with the nice lamp. High priestess is like out on a limb, out on a hill, getting the vapors, solving everybody's problems and troubles, and you will find that you are a person people confide in. Strangers confide in you. Hit the like button, say hello, because I know this is resonating with you. Strangers confide in you. Some of you are just genuinely clairvoyant, full stop. And that's difficult to be. It's a difficult place to be. And I know that there's like a glamour around that, and you know, I drink and I know things, and there's all that sort of stuff. But it's lonely. It's lonely being the one who knows the truth about things, especially when you, and this is really weird, you know the truth for everyone else, but you're doubting it about your own situation. Okay? You're the one that you may be a tarot reader yourself. In fact, some of you are, or you're doing it at home. You know, I'm talking to the witches here. So it's first message I get, okay? And it sounds simple, but it's not simple for you. Is stay on your throne. Okay, the Empress does not move to meet anybody. And to be honest, the High Priestess doesn't either. Now, I don't know if it's in this reading or in the extended reading, and there's an extended for each one. I feel feminine archetypes are going to come up here to make themselves known, okay? Strength. She doesn't move to meet the lion. She's like a lion whisperer. The High Priestess does not move out of the oracle place, whatever they call it. And the Empress does not get off her throne. So you're dialed in. You can answer everyone else's troubles. You are the citadel. You are the person everyone comes to. In your family, you may have been the peacemaker. I'm getting that for you 100%. Now, there are different ways to be a peacemaker in a family. Some of them are nice and some of them aren't, okay? So it may feel nice to be the peacemaker because you're the one that can talk everybody round. But for some of you, I'm picking up the energy that you were the scapegoat in your family, and that can also happen, that everybody's anger or everybody's disappointment or everybody's hopes actually are kind of lumped onto one person, who a family or even an ancestry, you know, the whole of the line of it in epigenetics, sort of pre-select usually one child who is gonna, and I keep getting heavy as the head that wears the crown for you. I'm getting that big time, okay? But don't take the crown off and don't get off the throne. Sometimes you are the chosen one for all your family's secrets, for the confessions, for the feelings, for the disappointments. You carry that and it provides stability for the rest of the group. But at what cost to you? Okay? That's come out. I'm going to take a breath. If it's resonating, please do hype the video. That's how you can definitely give me a high five. You can find it on a phone if you go to the like button. You go along past clip and all the other crap, and there'll be hype. So do hype the video if this is resonating. Then you get the Queen of Wands. And I'm going to have to take another card on that bad boy, if she can be a bad boy, which she can actually. Because I don't really think that's you. And I get that with the Page of Pentacles, which I'm quite glad to see because this is like a calming card, okay? Right, tell me a bit more, please, about the Queen of Wands. I don't feel that's you, and she can be a bit of trouble, actually. I always keep an eye on the Queen of Wands, particularly if the Queen of Cups comes up as well. Don't sit those two next to each other at the dinner table. They do not get on. Ooh! The Two of Cups for the Queen of Wands. Okay, that's a lot. I'm going to take another card. Competition in love is what that normally is. Because the Queen of Wands for me can be competition. But I don't know. Is the Queen of Wands this person or is it someone else, please? So I'm asking if it's you or if it's someone else. And I'm using a different deck. And it is that card. It's you. That's okay. Good. I have to check it because the Queen of Wands can be a third party. It can be a right bitch at work. You know, it's somebody who is dedicated to your downfall, or someone who just is jealous or for some reason just wants to get up on your grill, as the kids might say. But, and I told you this would happen, and I'm pleased that it is, to be fair. When I question it, if it's you or if it's not, you come up as strength. and we said that you would. Strength, Temperance, High Priestess, the Empress. Expect all of these, okay? So there may still be competition with somebody, but you're the Empress. And the Empress trumps the Queens, as in the Empress contains all the energy of all 4 queens. This is why you're not getting off your throne for anybody. Okay? Anyone. We've got the 2 of Cups, so this could be to do with a relationship, to do with love, or just to do with something that you love, okay? You're coming up as the Strength card. Oh God, I love that so much. I love that you're coming up with that. Tell us, what do I want? I want to take an Oracle card. Yeah, I'm going to take this one. I'm feeling it strong. Okay. Shaman's Dream Oracle, tell us please what's behind the curtain here. What is going on? Why do we have this person sitting up? 9 swords. New moon energy as well. And thinking, what do I want to manifest? What do I want to wish for? That card is it. Oh, come on. That is too good. Yes. I'm bloody loving this. Don't mind if I say so. I'm saying so. The Magician's Sword, actually. Confidence in your magic. Okay. This is a lack of confidence in your magic. And I'm an empath, you're an empath. You know what we're like, okay? We rattle along and we know things and we say things and we channel things. And 1 or 2 of you may be, I've definitely got hands on healers, but I've also got, and I don't know what the word is, when you can speak to dead people, that one. Let me know what the word is for that. I don't know. But some of you got big abilities here. It's almost like a bit of the bigger you are, the harder you fall on this though, because you go around, you're in your empathic soup, you know, everything's sloshing through you and you're kind of making attempts to protect yourself and all of that stuff. But you're doubting your own magic here. You're doubting. And it feels like these swords are getting in the way, okay? These are imagined hurts, projected futures, overthinking, ruminating. Could it be this? Could it be that? I'm now getting Could It Be Magic as a song. You may be imagining pitfalls that aren't there, and you may be imagining pitfalls that are there as well. But you know, and I'm going to tell you in case you don't know, that you are an extremely powerful manifester, because if you can do all the woo-woo stuff, you can do the manifesting. It's part of the deal, and it's definitely a perk, okay? And I'm getting for you a channel of a control center, like you would get a pilot's dashboard, you know, that you're going to, how the hell do I know what a pilot's dashboard looks like? But levers, and this would be a really, really good, especially if you're very lost at the moment in a situation. I've got a couple of things for you to do here. One is a little meditation. Do it for 5 minutes. Imagine you come to a room that is the central hub of something, okay? If you're not mechanically minded, and by God I'm not mechanically minded, it doesn't matter. It can just be a few levers in a rock, whatever. Come to this control center. Sit yourself down in that comfy chair that already has your cushion there with your butt dent in it. Okay, get in it and be in charge. Just see yourself turning the dial, doing the lever, whatever it is that you do. Okay? and put yourself back in the driving seat. You are the wisdom of this situation, and you're getting in your own way. Okay, now the other thing I want you to do is the magic book. Okay, so the magic book is a little meditation I came up with. I did record it on an MP3 actually, but I don't know what I did with it. But you can do your own magic book. Okay, you go into, it's got to be a gorgeous little bookshop, you know, a bit like Oleander's Wand Shop or whatever, you know, whatever it's called in Diagon Alley, and all lovely wood and old books, and you go down a windy staircase, nobody's there. Okay, you go into a room and there's just a table and it's got a candle lit, and you go to these bookshelves where all these beautiful old volumes are. You take one down, you put it on the little table, and you just kind of leaf through the pages and wait until it wants to stop. It's a magic book, okay? And then read the message. It may be gobbledygook, it might be a symbol, it could be a language you've never known before, a load of scribble, it doesn't matter, okay? Don't pre-think it, don't overthink it like the Nine of Swords. And just get that message, okay? Get that message, let that message sink in. For some of you, it's about a relationship you think you need to know, okay? And I want to take a few cards on that actually. You think you need to know. Nope, it's not that one. Oof. It's this one. Okay, cool. One of my cats has just wandered in. Hi, Baron. You think you need to know. It is that card, I can't ignore it. Okay, good. I love that. You may have been drawn to number 2. Have I said that before? Oh God, this is really nice. I like this. You don't really need to worry as much as you think you do. Okay. First card we get is the Four of Wands. That is a decent card, and a card that is very relatable when it comes to being an empath, because the Four of Wands is a portal. And I think what you're sensing here is that a portal is open, but for some reason, fear is holding you back. You can't reach it, okay? Let's not think why at the moment, okay? Because we're good to go with the Four of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. You're right to think that things are shifting, and what I'm getting here as well, and I got this for number 2, which was about a roller coaster, but for you I'm getting it more about the wheel. When you move to the top of the wheel, there is always the risk, of course, that when you're high, you know, you can fall down. There is a big shift coming your way, and you can feel it, and you may have even, and I want to say, forecasted it somehow. You may have had little things that you've seen in whatever your normal witchy ways are, okay? Could be in the tarot, could be in anything. And you know that you're going to have to climb something high. You're going to have to spin that Wheel of Fortune, okay? But while staying on your throne. It's not easy. Maybe she can do it on her phone. Do you know what I mean? Queen of Wands. Shh. We'll come to that. But you also get this glorious Nine of Cups. Now, I'm getting a message. The times when we are most afraid are when something good is going to come in. And I don't know why that is. Okay, maybe we don't trust it. Maybe, I don't know why, actually. It feels as if It feels as if you sense danger. Tell us about that, okay? If you sense danger. Oh God, that's so weird. That is so weird. There's a relationship between you and number 2 as well. I'm confirming it. You get sky dancers. And if you know, you're going to know. Which are like fireflies. Surrender. Okay. You know you're at the top of the Wheel of Fortune. You know there's a long way to drop if it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. You have the Strength, you have the Empress, you have the Tower. You sense a change in fortune. You sense a change in patterns. You sense a portal opening up, and it is. And it's normal to be afraid when there's almost an abyss of opportunity. It's so much. Great happiness here could be at hand. And I know normally that's not something we worry about. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to be so happy. It's not, it doesn't always present itself in that way. You are scared of whatever the 8 of Swords is, which is self-limiting beliefs. Things that you've been told and the way that you've been scapegoated. You can't believe your luck. And I'm getting another message, and this is a difficult message. If you were going to be the lucky one, what would that do to the rest of the family, the rest of the group? It's such a strange question to ask, but I know that it completely resonates with you. You're being plucked here from what you've always known, which is how to be the fall guy, the fall girl, the one who carries the can for everybody else. And it's almost like a caged animal they don't just shoot out the cage all the time. Sometimes they have to sort of stay in it a bit with the door open and the freedom of this is scary. The need to surrender will also stop this. And I want you out of that and into the feeling of the air on your skin and the possibility of happiness, actually. Let's get into it in the extended reading. I've got many, many, many more decks, and we're going to look at the Enchanted Veil. We're going to go beyond the veil. We're going to look at the 2 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, the lot. Okay. The link is in the description box, people. I will see you on the other side. Namaste.